and I'm back with another review video today. As I teased in my last video, I will be reviewing Violet by Those Who Dream, and I'm quite excited for it because the thumbnail already looks really cool, so let's get right into it. Let us go. Let's put this into full screen and go for it. What? Nice floating heads. That's fucking creepy. Whoa! What even is that? Is that, ugh. That is so creepy. That is so creepy. It looks like they're in some sort of, almost like a clinic or something, and looking at, what, I don't know, could be an inner demon that has been extracted. Who knows? Oh, whoa, what happened to the eyes? What? I love the symbolism of the eyes that they have going on though. Eyes of the devil staring at me. Wow, okay. So that is kind of always under the devil's eye, always being watched. And they have like the big eye, they have the prying the eyes out, getting rid of the eyes of the devil. But then like the big eye, kind of the eyes of the devil being omnipresent. Interesting. Okay. It almost sounds like there's like an alarm going on, like someone is trying to escape or has escaped, something's going wrong. Wait, is he peeling his hand? What the hell is that? Looks like the wound. Isn't that also one of the lyrics? Picking out the wound again. That eye! That was an absolutely incredible video. Honestly, those visuals were so good, so powerful. I loved how they played with symbolism. I love how they used colors. They really true to that color scheme that they're establishing with cyan, and it's, oh my word, that was so much to take in. I think I'm probably gonna watch that again before I dive into what I got from it. But damn, and I know that they made it themselves, so like I'm honestly impressed because that is not easy. Those of you who've already seen some of my reviews know that I usually watch music videos once to kind of get like a first impression and then go over them again to kind of break down the shots and everything. So that is pretty much what I'm going to be doing now. So let's fly with this a second time and let's go. So already in these two shots, we have a lot of effects going on. We have that massive eye, which that must have been, like, making that must have been crazy. Like, getting some heavy duty 3D animation involved in there, because you have everything from like the little specks of light, you have the little veins in the eye, and that color, and it's so hard to dabble with realistic, like photorealistic looking 3D animation, because there's something that's called the uncanny valley effect, which means that sometimes these 3D animations, they get so close to reality that we start seeing them as less real than we would even, for example, see a normal cell animation, like Disney, like a classic Disney cartoon or something. We might even see that as being more realistic than something that you should think looks a lot more realistic. But since it's so close to what is real, we start noticing how much it's not real. So putting that in and not having it look like super off or out of place is definitely not easy. And I think they really managed to do that here, to also put it in the scene and like play with the lighting in a way that makes sense, where we have like shaded areas, we have light, we have reflections and everything. Like here around the corners you can tell a little bit that it's just like pasted in there, but when it goes at its normal speed and you don't like sit here staring at the shot like I'm doing right now, then you will just not notice and you won't think about it. And it makes sense because it establishes them in kind of like this whole music video or the whole storyline happening in another kind of world or universe in a way, because obviously we don't have that. We won't just like walk around and find a big floating eye, but by starting out with that, it already establishes that, hey, we're in this different world. And then the next shot, which is, oh, getting ahead of myself, is this, the floating heads, makes a lot more sense. I feel like if we would start with the floating heads, it would be a lot more irritating seeing them than getting them after seeing the eye, if that makes any sort of sense. But here with the heads, I'm assuming this is just some regular green screen action going on, but it's really cool how it's like rotating around his head, working like with a virtual camera and everything. That's not like easy either, making it look in a way that you actually have the depth around the head and not just like kind of flat, if that makes sense. And then like just generally, I want to point out that the aesthetic in this is so on point with the cyan, like I said, and they have like the cyan and they have the whites. That white kind of giving off this futuristic, otherworldly vibe that just fits the visuals very well. And then we have the signature color, so that's really neat. This is, like I said already previously, this is also really cool. You can, I'm assuming this is also like some green screen action. Obviously this thing isn't real, but it also has another nice depth. This is giving me like experimental animation vibes. Like, just look at the character. This extremely reminds me of this. Now would you look at that? And I think that's really cool that they got inspired by her, because honestly, let's be real, Billie Eilish is killer. Yes, this gives me total When the Party's Over, but it's not an exact copy. It is, they do it in their very, very own way. So I'm a fan. I really like this because it also goes really nicely with that world that they're creating. And this also kind of reminds me of Rockstar Every Day by Half-Life. These characters, honestly, they're like, there's this really weird experimental film that actually won an Academy Award, if I'm not mistaken. I'll look for it and then I'll insert a picture of how the characters look in there. And this kind of really reminds me of that in a way. I think that's really cool, the mirror effect as well, because I don't think it's an actual reflection. I think that's also done in edit, which, yeah, it kind of, creepy mirror. I don't know if this is supposed to be like a nod to split personalities maybe, or to wanting to be different people, wanting to take on different roles, because at some point he's like, I'm fed up with being myself or something like that. Is that the lyrics? Something along those lines. And this is almost, now this looks like a screen. It's no longer a mirror, and there's some sort of like system error going on right now. Maybe because he's like looking in the mirror and he can't bear looking at himself. That makes sense. The hand, honestly, this looks so gruesome, so intense. It almost looks like he's a robot or something, like a sort of synth, and starting to, like, his humanity is starting to peel off, or he's starting to become something else, turning from human into a synth. Not quite sure which way around, but it does look like a really gruesome wound, and I wonder how they did that. Is there like a making off thing? I think there is. Not really a making off, but here. No? Oh yeah, that I need to watch as well.
Make sure the camera goes.
Yes, they break down the video. That's what I saw earlier when I was looking up the video. And I'm definitely going to be watching that because I'm hoping they will spill some tea on how they did this, because I'm really into that kind of stuff. I was always the kind of person when watching movies, I was like, yeah, the movie's great and all, but like, where's the making of? I want to know how this is done. So yeah. I love that drop. Oh, so good. As you can see, those are the letters from before, and I think how they got the distortion effect in here is probably by just keying out cyan and then replacing it with, like, putting an effect layer over it, and yeah, putting it over, like you would with a green screen basically, just say that it was cyan here. Ah yes, and then having the eye at the end. I think it's neat that they put like their symbol into it, the Those Who Dream logo. It's really cool. And this is giving me, of course not every eye is Illuminati or Big Brother, but you know, it's a nod to all of that. And what I think is really cool as well, that was almost 3 semesters ago now at my uni, we did this short film project. We had the choice of either writing an exam or doing a short film, and why would you ever write an exam if you could make a film? Like, why would you do that? And it was about media surveillance, and my group, we kind of built this utopian, Jesus, no, that's the complete opposite. We built a dystopian society, like, in the future. And we also used this eye symbol. If I can find it, I will insert a bit of the film in here.
Ihr habt uns gesteuert und überwacht. Doch genug. Jetzt schließt die Augen.
System shut down.
It's in German, but like the visuals, that was also my first attempt at dabbling with After Effects and Premiere Pro, and let me tell you, that was quite an amount of work that I put into it. So I can appreciate them doing this DIY, because if you would do something like that, or like get something done like that by a media agency or like a professional editor, you would have to probably pay quite a bit. So I'm really impressed with this, and I will watch their kind of behind the scenes breaking it down video, because I think that is going to be super interesting as well. So okay, so I just watched the breakdown of Violet, and that was super interesting. So if you haven't watched that yet, or the music video, watch both, because it's honestly so cool seeing how it all came together with the ideas and everything, because it is hilarious and it's really informative as well. So best of both worlds. Alright everybody, that was it. Thank you so much for watching my video, and like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and hopefully see you in another video. Bye!